In news that will surprise absolutely no one, Mind's Eye's developer Build a Rocket Boy is going to start laying off over 100 people after the disastrous launch of the game. IGN writes the following: Build a Rocket Boy has told staff a redundancy process has begun amid a disastrous launch of Mind's Eye. The cuts could affect over 100 employees, studio sources have told IGN. One person who asked to remain anonymous in order to protect their career told IGN there's no word yet on exactly how many staff has been affected. But the standard 45-day consultation process starts today, June 23rd, which according to UK law is triggered when an employer processes 100 or more redundancies within a 90-day period. IGN understands that Build a Rocket Boy currently has around 300 UK employees and with over 200 aboard. This again comes to a surprise to absolutely no one. We all knew this was going to happen. Sadly, it is once again, as per usual, a case of let's just lay off over 100 regular people where the leadership does not suffer anything whatsoever. The CTO and the CFO both bounced a couple of days before the game launched, so they got their paycheck. Leslie Benson is probably still chilling, and somehow he still has a studio and a job. The culture within the game industry just sucks. It's like, oh, the game sucks, so we'll just lay off the entire studio. It's something that is just preventable, really, right? Because I think many of us would argue that if there are indeed like 500 people that have worked on Mind's Eye, I'm sure there were many of them who were ringing alarm bells about the state of the game, and they probably all have been ignored, because there's no way that 500 people were playing that game and working on that game and thought, this is great, this is gonna do numbers, it's gonna be amazing. The game has been an absolute disaster, and sure, they have released 2 patches so far, but like I said the moment that the game was released, I'd be hard-pressed to see that game getting the DLC and stuff like that. I'm hoping that for the sake of the people that are still wanting to finish the game, that they'll actually get the patches that they have been promised. But if you're gonna start laying off like a fifth of your workforce, that's harsh. And that's good fucking luck in the future, really. I've seen this really interesting video about layoffs, and that is actually like really stupid because it's obviously completely soul crushing. I'll leave a link to it in the description and the pinned comment so you can check it out for yourself, because it's a great insight of someone who's actually been in the industry for so many years. But yeah, I think there just needs to really be a better way that poor leadership decisions are not affecting the people who actually wanted to make a good game. Because this, once again, was another case of a leadership team that went like, la 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 la, we can't hear your feedback, according to reports from like behind the scenes and stuff, only to then have a game that is completely dog shit, had crap marketing, and just ended up the way that it did. Which, again, completely preventable, but as per usual, don't care, you know, we got our investors' money. Apparently, the last round of investment for the studio was $110 million. So this game must have cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and you really have to wonder, do they have anything to show for it? Because frankly, I think everyone would have a really hard time with actually like looking at the game and thinking, okay, there was money well spent. It's harsh. Could it have been more? I don't know, right? I think that Mind's Eye, sadly, is that game that could have been a lot more, but with patches or more time in the oven, I don't think that an inherently flawed game is already just like what's gonna be anything better than it was. Maybe a bit less broken, but there is still so many things that are just fundamentally wrong with it. So yeah, I guess it's one of those getting pushed out for the sake of getting pushed out, and hopefully we'll make some money, which has just made the situation worse, because now over 100 people have been made redundant. Well, I guess we'll see each other next week for another 2,000 layoffs from Microsoft or something. The state of this, man. The state of this.